What's up, guys? We're here with Thursday night NFL football action here for week 14. We'll take a deep dive on the Cowboys versus Lions. I'll give out my favorite bets against spread over under, and we're going to look at a bunch of NFL player props. Also, we're going to cover the whole NBA Thursday slate and look at a ton of props, so buckle up. We have a great video for you today. Slam that like button and subscribe to the channel to make sure you keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally read and answer every comment I get. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and you should definitely check back a couple of times throughout the day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and player availability being confirmed. Yesterday, guys, not off to a bad start at all. Things really got going well out of the gate. The Blazers played a fantastic game. We had them at +9. They continued to be great, even playing on no rest, getting that 122-110 straight up win there over the Cavaliers in this one. Thanks to Denny Adjeva playing through an ankle injury to put up 27 points. Love and Sharp combining for 40 points off the bench. A very, very good day out there for Portland. Still definitely take that. The one player prop that made the pinned comment was Jalen Johnson's over, and he was an extremely late scratch for this game, so that ends up being no action, unfortunately, there. But we did cash the Knicks at -9.5, a classic bounce back spot there for New York as they get the 119-104 win over the Hornets. Cat went off for 35 points, 18 boards, and really the whole starting lineup went nuts. Brunson also having a nice bounce back night after a rough game the night before. Still struggling a little bit with that three ball, though, I will say that. But they do get the winning cover for us, so we'll take it. We also have the Nets +7.5, another underdog that gets the straight up win for us. The Nets take down the Bulls 113-103. Michael Porter Jr. going nuts, put up 33 points. The Nets shot 19 of 46 from three. They take down a very, very banged up Chicago Bulls team. They got off to that great start, but a lot of injuries have really kind of derailed things. Now, that's the end of the good news, because the Kings, as our dog of the day, was some bad news. No other way to say it. They absolutely shit the bed there in the second half, getting outscored 43-70 over the final two frames, and after looking very live to maybe even win this game, keeping things super, super close. I think they're up by 1 point at halftime, if I remember correctly. But I was like, great, this one's in good shape. And then every time I would check back, it was closer and closer, and then all of a sudden the Kings were just getting destroyed. So that was pretty devastating. We also had the Heat on the money line there at -175 as our lock of the day, and they fell victim to an insane shooting night there from Dallas. They lose this game 108-118. The Mavs went an insane 16 of 32 from long range. The starters combined to go 9 of 15 from three. That's with Cooper Flag not shooting a single three. Clay shot the lights out from deep. Honestly, I'm never that sad to see Clay have a good shooting night, but it was not great for that to happen in this one. Dallas just shooting the lights out there and getting the win, despite the Heat, playing relatively well in this game. So a 3-2 day overall, really had the potential to be a 5-0 day, to be honest, but the Kings letting go the rope there in the second half, and the Heat getting victimized there by a hot shooting Dallas team. A little bit unfortunate to only end up going 3-2, but the bad beats don't end there. We'll be talking about some crazy tough beats when it came to NBA player props over there on the premium side, but we'll talk about all that in a bit. But now, guys, we've got some football to look at. Let's go ahead and hop in and look at these Dallas Cowboys as they go on the road to take on the Detroit Lions. Now, the Cowboys come into this game 5-6-1, but winners of 3 in a row, taking down the Raiders, Eagles, and Chiefs. A big game there, a big win for them, that 31-28 win over the Chiefs there on Thanksgiving. Crazy work there from Dallas. Dak was pretty good. He did get picked off once, but sacked 0 times, threw a couple touchdown passes, also passed for 320 yards. Javonte Williams, 17 carries for 59 yards against a pretty good defense. Malik Davis also looking great. He had that 43-yard run in that touchdown, so very good work there. Both CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens going nuts in this game, and Dallas did a good job taking care of the ball overall. Defensively, they couldn't stop Mahomes, so that could be a little bit of concern here about to go up against the Lions passing offense, but we'll see how things go. They slowed down the run. Honestly, not that bad of a day for a Dallas Cowboys defense. It's been pretty terrible this year. I mean, they gave up 28 points, which is actually right around their season average. They give up 28.5 points per game this season. So we'll see what they can do. Obviously, he has to feel like things are headed back in the right direction for Dallas after some, bleak days. They're coming into this game pretty healthy too, which is kind of a cheat code at this point in the season. I mean, they could be missing their starting, or will be missing their starting left tackle, but other than that, they're fully healthy there on offense, which is a big deal. On defense, they're also very healthy. We could see them potentially missing Malik Hooker there at safety, but with his back issue, he's only questionable for this game. Sounds like there's a very real chance that he could actually make it back and play in this one. And things look an awful lot different there on the Lions injury report, I will tell you that. Detroit comes in this game struggling. They're fresh off that 31-24 loss against the Packers. They barely beat the Giants the week before that, lost against the Eagles before that, blew out the Commanders, lost to the Vikings. Things are not looking great right now for the Lions, especially if you look at their injury report. But In that loss against the Packers, they made Green Bay look like an offensive juggernaut, giving up 31 points to an offense that has not been great. Goff was good. 20 of 26, 256 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, and sacked 3 times is not a terrible day. Gibbs, though, only ended up with 68 yards on 20 carries. Montgomery, 8 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown. Just not a monster day there for them running the ball. And as the offensive line continues to be devastated by injuries, it kind of all makes sense. Jameson Williams did catch 7 out of his 10 targets for 144 yards. A crazy day from him, but Amon-Ra St. Brown there on the injury report, more and more concerns there for the Lions. Now, defensively, they got destroyed because their defense is destroyed by injuries. Gave up 4 passing touchdowns and 234 yards to Jordan Love. Got destroyed there by Josh Jacobs in the running game as well. Just a terrible day out there for the Lions defense, and they're all the way down to 15th in the NFL, giving up 22.8 points per game, and that might just get worse here because this defense is tore up with injuries, and the offense may be even worse. We see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 potential starters could miss this game for the Lions on offense. Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable for this one. He comes into this game very banged up, dealing with that ankle issue. Even if he does play, he's not going to be at 100%. We see Khalif Raymond out for this game. Brock Wright out for this game. So now we're going to be on to their 3rd string, at least, tight end. That's a big deal. And we see the entire left side and the center questionable there on the offensive line. And we see their right tackle questionable as well. This team it's almost impossible for them to be more banged up for this game. Defensively, we do see Kirby Joseph confirmed out for this game. Brian Branch, questionable there at safety. And this is a terrible time to have your secondary banged up. You're about to go against one of the craziest passing attacks in the NFL. And on top of all that, the Lions love to play man-to-man defense there, and that's going to be a huge issue. You can't play man-to-man defense against George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. You are going to get destroyed. So a lot of big concerns right now for the Lions. Definitely not a team headed in the right direction. So look at the numbers for this one, guys. The Lions are -3. We've got in this game, we've got a total of 54.5. Dallas, they're 7-5 against the spread. They're 8-4 to the over. Detroit, 6-6 against the spread, 7-5 to the over themselves. This is a crazy, crazy number, but I don't really mind over 54.5 in this game. I think we'll see tons and tons of offense. It's not going anywhere near the pinned comment, though. I just don't have enough faith in it. Now, in terms of the side, I know it's going to be a very public spot, and public underdogs usually aren't where you want to be, but I will take the Dallas Cowboys here at +3. The Lions just have too many injuries right now, and even if a lot of these guys do end up playing in this game, they are going to be banged up. They're not going to be at 100%. They are going to be exhausted. I just don't think this is a spot where I can talk myself into backing the Detroit Lions here, getting 3 points. I'm not in love with this play. It will go in the pinned comment because I'm at least going to put something from this Thursday Night Football game in the pinned comment. So I will be taking the Cowboys here at +3, but I'm not in love with this spot, just for the record. Now, on the prop side here, I'll take Brandon Aubrey over 2.5 made field goal attempts here at -127, or extra points. Over 2.5 extra points. Going to be a lot of scoring in this game. I think Dallas, the Detroit defense is so banged up at this point. I think Dallas scoring less than 3 touchdowns in this spot will be a pretty big shock, and that's also not too bad of a price. Also, this isn't a guy that misses extra points, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll also take Dak Prescott over 1.5 passing touchdowns here at -182. Feels like almost a lock with the way this offense has been playing and the way Dak's been playing. Obviously, they've going to have 2 amazing wide receiver options out there for him every single night. That's been going really, really well. So I do think we'll see the Lions I think we'll see the Lions defense continue to struggle. I think we'll see the Dallas offense continue to play well, and Dak and company get into the end zone through the air at least a couple times. On that same side of the coin, I do like George Pickens here over 5.5 receptions at -128. He's been absolutely on fire lately in this season in general. Didn't do that great of a job in terms of targets versus receptions last week. I think we'll see that fixed a little bit here this week. I'm expecting Dak to be fine. I don't think he's going to get pressured that much, and I think Pickens going to be able to run some very, very clean routes, especially if he's seeing man coverage in front of him. Like, this dude going to have a crazy, crazy night out there. My only concern is this turning into a blowout and Pickens not getting enough touches here, because we end up seeing too much done in the running game there by Dallas, which is why we do like Javonte Williams over 64.5 rushing yards in this one at -115. Dallas could end up in kind of blowing out Detroit in this game, if I'm being honest. And if that is the case, the running game is going to get a lot of work. And while getting over 64.5 rushing yards could be a bit of a tall task in general for Williams, if he gets like 20 carries in this game, especially against a banged up Detroit defense, I do think we could see, him have a pretty good day out there. So this is definitely a play that I think holds some value. Hey guys, hopping here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is stumpthespread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily NBA, NHL, UFC, NFL, college football, college basketball, and NBA props. I'm going to be extremely honest with you guys. We are coming off a night filled with terrible bad beats over there on the premium side, especially when it came to the NBA. It was absolutely brutal. We had the Sacramento Kings plus 15.5. They end up blowing a first half. They were up by 1 point in the first half and then just get obliterated there in the second half to cost us the cover in that one. We had Josh Giddey over 1.5 made threes in this game. Bro goes out there and posts a triple-double, but only shoots 2 threes, misses both of them in the first quarter, and doesn't shoot another 3 for the rest of the night. In a monster performance, he makes 0 threes. Crazy, but not nearly as crazy as the other two. Isaiah Stewart, we had him over 13.5 points plus boards. He was off to a good start to the game, and then gets himself tossed from the game. So that's always a concern when you're backing him, but really feels like a pretty bad beat for that to happen. And last bad beat of the night, guys, we had Colin Sexton over 14.5 points. He goes down with a knee injury. So 2 out of our 3 guys getting not the full game worth of minutes, not their full game at all, not even close to break out on our NBA player props. That was pretty unfortunate. On the college basketball side, Maine couldn't come through, couldn't keep it competitive. Cleveland State also kind of laid an egg, but Richmond plus 6.5, a great game from them. South Dakota struggled. Arkansas, though, plus 2.5. Should have just took them on the money line because they come through with the straight up win in that one. And that being a 3/4 of a unit play definitely helps us heal a little bit. NHL just stays red hot. The Stars coming through as a full 1 unit play. So cashing our biggest play of the night, definitely helpful over there on the premium side, but clearly not our norm, guys. Obviously, we've been having much better results than that. I hope lots of you have gotten in on that Black Friday pricing. We can guarantee that the NBA player props are not going to go nearly as poorly as they went there on December 3rd, because that was some pretty crazy unlucky stuff. So definitely get over there to stumpthespread.com and check out all the stuff we're offering over there for the first time ever. If you get on the mobile site, you'll be able to see the Stump the Spread shop, and we are selling Stump the Spread hoodies over there. So if you're a channel member, you got a chance to win a free hoodie. Well, now if you're determined to have a hoodie, you just hop over there to stumpthespread.com on your mobile, and you'll be able to buy one of those hoodies, and they're on sale right now with free shipping. So definitely want to take advantage of that. If you're one of those long time listeners that have always wanted a hoodie, this is definitely your chance to get it. Also, guys, you got to get over there to stumpthespread.com, take advantage of all the free stuff. We got free picks posted every single day. I believe our free college basketball pick won again today. I'd have to double check over there in the free section, but I know it won yesterday, that's for sure. You also got to get over there to stumpthespread.com and check out our free to use bet size calculator, but you definitely got to get over there and get on the free email list. That's a fantastic resource. Every single day, you'll get at least 1 free pick, oftentimes 2 or 3 free picks, information on knee sports betting like golf, NASCAR, tennis, crazy stuff you would never even have considered placing bets on, and it's a great way to just keep track of everything that's going on over there at stumpthespread.com. And massive player prop and player touchdown write-ups every single weekend for NFL, and sometimes for college football. Definitely be a bunch of college football write-ups here coming up towards the weekend. So you got to get on that email list, guys. It's a fantastic resource every single day. Really easy to sign up. Go to stumpthespread.com either by clicking the link in the description or by just typing stumpthespread.com into your browser of choice. Click that little green login button at the top right-hand corner. That'll prompt you to set up a free account. All they're going to ask for is your name and your email address. That's it. You'll get 1 email straight to your inbox every single day, packed with great sports betting intel. So you definitely want to make sure you're taking advantage of that. Also, if you're a huge fan of what you're seeing from us here every single day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, get access to our members only giveaways. We give away a Stump the Spread hoodie here every single Monday to 1 lucky channel member. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member in that big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the video, and whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to their address of choice. So definitely want to make sure you're getting in on that. We do a giveaway here every single Monday, and Monday, it's coming up before you know it, guys. So definitely hop on board if you're interested in that. But we got to dive back in. We've got a nice little 5-game NBA slate to cover here on not the most busy Thursday ever. Usually Thursday, some interesting nationally televised games. We've just got 1 game on NBA TV for this one, and that's the Golden State Warriors as they go on the road to take on the Philadelphia 76ers. The Warriors come into this game 11-11 on the season. They did put up a very good fight, losing 124-112 there against the Thunder. They do do cover in that game. The Warriors were plus 12.5. Almost made their way into the pin comment, but not quite. Too bad they didn't. It ended up being close enough. This was a game where we saw Jimmy Butler only play 15 minutes before leaving and going to the locker room. We'll be talking about his injury situation here in a second. Obviously, no Steph for this game, but Draymond played really, really well, putting up 13 points, 9 boards, 4 assists. Did have 3 turnovers, made some mistakes there late, but nothing too egregious. Moses Moody was pretty mediocre there in his 15 minutes, but Podziemski actually had a decent night. 17 points, 6 of 11 from the field in that game. We'll be talking about him. Will Richard, maybe a little bit of too much hype around this young guy early on. He had 5 points in his 25 minutes. He didn't play poorly necessarily, but he's also not looking like the franchise transformer. The guys that really, really kept things going, kept things competitive here for the Warriors was the bench. Buddy Hield putting up 13 off the bench. Seth Curry played amazing, shot the lights out, did a really good impression there of his brother, putting up 14 points and going 2 of 3 from 3. Gary Payton played great, 13 points. We'll be talking about him when it comes to player prop time. Also made both of his threes. Pat Spencer played out of his mind as well. He was 8 of 14 from the field, had 17 points in his 21 minutes. Honestly, seemed really, really weird that Steve Kerr would take him out of the game. We did see the Thunder shoot 23 free throws. The Warriors only shoot 10. The Warriors also had an edge there on the board. So really, Golden State played great. It just was not enough to get them over the top in this game. Obviously, without, basically without their 2 best players, that's going to be a pretty tall order. Now, some good news for the Warriors in terms of the injury report coming into this game. The main one is that DeAnthony Melton's going to be ready to make his season debut. That should certainly help. The bad news is Curry obviously still going to be sidelined here. Going to miss at least 3 more games, so he's not going to be coming back anytime soon. Jimmy Butler coming out of that game due to left knee soreness. I would be a pretty surprised person to see him come back and play in this game. So my assumption is going to be no Jimmy Butler for this game. Al Horford remains out, although he doesn't really move the needle for me too much. Kuminga dealing with his ankle issue is questionable for this game. I think the Warriors are wildly mismanaging him. We'll see if he's able to play in this one. He played 16 minutes there against the Thunder and was pretty productive. He needs to get more minutes. They need to figure out, I don't know, maybe he doesn't integrate that well into the flow of the offense, but he's one of your most talented players. You got to figure out a way to make things work for him, or why just sign him, or why haven't you traded him? I don't know the answers to either one of those questions. Quentin Post is also on the injury report for this game. He's questionable due to a left ankle sprain, and if he's out, the Warriors are going to be really, really thin there at center because Trace Jackson-Davis has also been missing time. So the Warriors are extremely banged up here as they head to Philly to take on the 76ers, who are 11-9 on the season. They are fresh off a 121-102 win there with the Wizards. They're also fresh off getting fined there for an Embiid injury report violation. So we'll see how things go in this one. I'm not even sure how big that fine was, but they did blow out the Wizards their last time out, so well played, although it was the Wizards. Let's not freak out too much. In that win, we liked what we saw from not Paul George necessarily, but Tyrese Maxey played really well, 29 minutes, 35 points. He's looking like a monster out there. It's a little bit unfortunate to see VJ Edgecombe already falling off a little bit. Once the book gets out on these rookies, they can tend to struggle just a little bit, and his offensive game is not looking nearly as good. He's also dealt with some injuries, but 6 assists, 6 boards, and 9 points in 24 minutes is certainly not a bad night. Jared McCain playing much, much better. Finally found his shot, 14 points in 25 minutes from him. Jabari Walker, 24 minutes, 10 points, and this team in general is just kind of banding together and playing a little bit better. Andre Drummond dropping double-doubles in the NBA. Man, feels like my childhood over again. But a very good day out there from the 76ers, and they do get the win in that one. We'll see if they can bounce back and play well, or continue to play well in this one. The injury report, Kelly Oubre Jr. still going to be missing time. He will be out for this game. Paul George, Joel Embiid, and Quentin Grimes also all on the injury report. Paul George, dealing with that knee issue, he's questionable for this game. To me, it doesn't really matter if he plays at all. His contract might be the worst one in the NBA right now. That dude is getting paid an insane amount of money to not even really be good enough to be a role player. Joel Embiid, he's doubtful for this game with his knee issue, obviously getting fined there by the NBA. Maybe a little bit weird, but we'll see. It sounds like they're probably going to be preparing him to play in the second leg of the back-to-back. This is the first leg of a back-to-back here for the 76ers. The Quentin Grimes injury news, guys. With his calf issue, he is officially questionable for this game. Seems like he could also be missing the front end of this back-to-back, but we'll have to wait and see on that. So a lot still up in the air for this game. Looking at the numbers, the 76ers are 3.5 or 4-point favorites at home. We've got a total of 222.5. The Warriors are 4-8 against the spread on the road, 14-8 to the over. The 76ers are 6-6 against the spread at home, 11-9 to the over. So the main play I like in this one is going to be over 222.5. I do think we'll see enough points scored in this game. My concern, though, is, the 76ers playing on the front half of a back-to-back, that's obviously, can be a little bit tough. The Warriors are not playing on the front half of a back-to-back, so maybe they'll have a little bit more in the tank for this game. So it's a little bit tough to give you a side here. I will take the 76ers, I guess, minus 3.5, but I think the far better value is on the total in this game. I also have several player props I think are reasonable in this one. And first up, I'll take Draymond Green over 10.5 points here at minus 110. With Steph out and Jimmy Butler likely sidelined, this squad is going to be desperately searching for scoring. He did shoot the ball pretty well there against the Thunder. This is always a bit of a stretch since, Draymond notoriously not looking for a shot out there, but I think getting to 11 points can happen, and he's done it in 4 of his last 5 games, so not an unreasonable spot. I also like Jared McCain here over 12.5 points at plus 100, a very good price, and I think he'll get enough minutes here, especially if we do end up seeing, especially if we see Quentin Grimes sit this game out. That would definitely help. His last time out, he shot 54.5% there from the field against the Wizards, 14 points in 25 minutes. Golden State isn't horrible in terms of defensive effort, but with the injuries for the 76ers right now, McCain should probably get over this number and get lots and lots of minutes. I also like Gary Payton II over 2.5 made field goals here at minus 105. He's been cooking lately, scoring 13 points against the Thunder and knocking in 9 of 14 from the field in 25 minutes against the Pelicans. As long as the season debut of DeAnthony Melton doesn't eat into his minutes a ton, this should be a very, very solid play here, even on limited minutes. I'll also take BJ Edgecombe here over 3.5 rebounds here at minus 150. He's very athletic. This price is only out at Hard Rock, so look around. You might be able to find some better odds, but I fully expect him to get over this number just like he has in 5 out of his last 6 games. Golden State doesn't have great size, and they're going to be really, really thin there at center, so there should be a lot of rebounds up for grabs there for the 76ers. Last but not least here, guys, and I've already admitted that I'm not a big Pajemski fan, but I'll take him over 18.5 points plus assists in this game at minus 115. I mean, with Curry out, he's getting a ton of minutes. He's got the green light out there to shoot, so I fully expect him to get over this number against a 76ers team that is not great defensively. Also, he made it over this number both against the Thunder and Pelicans, and it's not like the 76ers are much different really defensively at the moment, so I think he'll have a good enough night in this one to get over that number. The Celtics come into this game 12-9 on the season. They're fresh off a 123-117 win there over the Knicks. That was a pretty big, pretty crazy game, and really love what we saw from Jaylen Brown in that one, putting up 42 pretty efficient points out there. Really a great shooting night. 16 of 24 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. Nothing too insane there, honestly, in terms of 3-point shooting. Like, you would thought if Boston's going to win games like this, they're going to be making, like 15, 23s in a game. Well, they went 13 of 40, still won this game. The Knicks shot more free throws. Boston had a slight edge there on the boards, and the bench really played great. Anthony Simons, just a great scorer coming off the bench. 24 minutes, 12 points, 5 of 9 from the field. Very good work there. Just honestly loving what we're seeing up and down the lineup right now for the Celtics. They're playing great coming into this game, so we'll see if they can keep that rolling. We do see Jaylen Brown on the injury report. That is concerning, dealing with an illness. He's officially doubtful for this game. So sounds like a very good chance that Jaylen Brown will not be playing in this one. So we'll see what impact that has. Obviously going to have an impact here. I mean, the Celtics are going on the road in this one, so that doesn't necessarily help. They are on the front half of a back-to-back, and it's a massive look-ahead spot because after they play in Washington, they got to fly home, and then they are hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. So we'll see. I do pretty much fully expect Jaylen Brown to sit this game out. We'll see what kind of effort level we get here from the Boston Celtics. Now, they are going on the road in this one to take on the Washington Wizards. The Wizards, it looks like, are not going to be playing on back-to-back nights for this one, so that maybe is a slight advantage for them. They're coming off a 121-102 loss there against the 76ers. The Wizards always playing terrible after they have a win. They're 3-17 on the season, so about as bad as you can get. They are a bit banged up coming into this game too, and by a bit, I mean pretty freaking banged up. We see Kulabe out for this game. Alex Sarr out. Trey Johnson out. Corey Kispert out. Are these all confirmed outs? Kulabe, yeah, he's out. Oh yeah, he's out multiple weeks. I forgot about that. Sarr definitely won't be playing due to that thigh issue. Trey Johnson, a strained left hip flexor. No timetable for his return. And Corey Kispert there with that fractured thumb. So yeah, it's going to be a little bit interesting to see who they've got. McCollum, Keyshawn George, Middleton all be out there. Marvin Bagley will get a lot of minutes. Cam Whitmore, Bub Carrington all going to play significant minutes. So we'll see if that's a positive or a negative here for the Wizards. I mean, in their loss against the 76ers, I mean, there was not a ton of positives. Marvin Bagley, definitely a little bit of a letdown game after a big performance from him. CJ McCollum was pretty bad. 16 points, 13 points. Nobody really going nuts, and they shot 25% from 3 in that game. So we'll see if they've got a bit of a bounce back in them here. They're getting 8.5 points at home. We've got a total of 228.5. Boston's 5-5 against spread on the road, 12-9 to the under. Washington's 2-6 against spread at home. They are 12-8 to the over. No massive lean here on the total, maybe just a tiny lean towards over, but I actually think this is a pretty good spot to back the Boston Celtics here at -8.5. I know I just talked about how it's a look-ahead spot and how they won't have Jaylen Brown, but this team has some serious depth. They play really hard on a nightly basis. The coach is an actual psychopath, so he's not going to be letting them, take this game off. I do think we see the Celtics here probably win this game by comfortable double digits, maybe even putting the Wizards away early here so they can rest a little bit, about to play on back-to-back nights. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Utah Jazz going on the road to take on the Brooklyn Nets. The Jazz come in this game 7-13 on the season. They are on the front half of a back-to-back. They're fresh off that crazy 133-125 win there over the Rockets. They got to feel very good about how things went in that one. I mean, it was the second game of one of those little two-game series, and the team that loses in the first game always seems to play great in the second game. Durant played 40 minutes in that game trying to will the Rockets to the win and couldn't make it happen. Markkanen was great. 29 points. He was 2 of 3 from 3, 9 of 17 from the field, 28 points there from Keontae George. A massive bounce back from him after one of the worst games of his career. The bench also looked good. Kevin Love, 11 points off the bench. Kevin Love still going out there and getting buckets in the NBA at about 1,000 years old. That's got to feel good. Filipowski also putting in really good work there off the bench as well. So a lot of positives. Ace Bailey, a good game. Also a great game out there for the Utah Jazz. So now they're going to have to try and guard against a big letdown. We'll see if they can do that. Obviously, Utah, not a team that's necessarily been designed to win this season per se, but they've been a fairly competitive squad. And this season coming off of a win, I mean, they are currently 2-4 against the spread. So definitely a concern here, them coming off a win. But also concerning is the fact that they're going to be taking on the Brooklyn Nets. And not concerning for the Jazz, this is concerning for the Nets, because Brooklyn, they're 5-16 on the season. They came through for us yesterday with that 113-103 win over the Bulls. So slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing that one. But after wins, they are 0-4 against the spread. Or no, after wins, they're 0-4 against spread playing on no rest, and they will be playing on no rest in this one. Now, in that win last night over the Bulls, Michael Porter Jr., a big game. Nick Claxton played really well, very efficient. We liked what we saw just in general from the whole team. They made 19 out of 46 threes. That's a great shooting night. They held things even on the boards there. Just a very good day out there for the Brooklyn Nets. And their injury report coming into this game looks pretty good. Terrence Mann still listed as out. Will he officially miss this game? I guess he hasn't been ruled out for this game yet, but seems like there's a good chance he misses it. Other than that, they are healthy, but it's not an updated injury report, obviously, as this is a back-to-back set here for the Brooklyn Nets. So we'll see if they've got ready to go. They are getting 3.5 or 4 points playing at home in this one. We got a total of 232.5. The Jazz are 2-6 against spread on the road. They are 12-8 to the over. The Nets are 4-6 against spread at home. They are 0-4 against the spread this year, playing on no rest. They are 12-8 to the under. No lean on the total in this one, guys, but I am very willing to take the Utah Jazz here at -3.5. I don't love that they're on the front half of a back-to-back. They're going to have to go to New York after this one, though, so not really a travel spot for them. Don't really have to be that concerned about that. So I do think this is an excellent spot to take the Utah Jazz here to take advantage of a Nets team that's going to be playing on back-to-back nights, something they've been terrible at so far this year. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Los Angeles Lakers going on the road to take on the Toronto Raptors. Now, the Lakers are on the front half of a back-to-back. They're about to go play a primetime game in Boston, not for this game, but the next game. So we'll see what they kind of effort they can put in. They had a really bad game there against the Suns, losing 125-108. And the very bad news here for the Lakers is going to be the absence here of Luka Doncic. He's out for this game. He's in Slovenia right now for the birth of a child. I'm not sure if it's a boy or girl, but here's hoping that Luka has a son that we can be watching play basketball here in 18 or 20 years. That would be pretty cool. But the Lakers in that 125-108 loss there against the Suns did not look great. Doncic's putting up 38 points. He's playing out of his mind this year, but we did not like almost anything we saw from LeBron. 10 points, just barely keeping that double-digit streak intact. Rui Hachimura was terrible, scored 0 points in 23 minutes. Ayton was mediocre at best. Reeves was fine in his 33 minutes, but only 16 points is not what you're looking for. Connect, 13 points off the bench from him. He's fine in his shot. He's playing a little bit better. The Lakers shot almost 40% from three, but they got Dillon Brooks, guys. Dillon Brooks, basically, maybe not single-handedly. Colin Gillespie played amazing as well. 28 points, 8 of 14 from the field for him. But yeah, not a great day there from the Lakers, and they come into this game with a pretty weird injury situation. Missing Luka. Will LeBron play here in the front half of a back-to-back and try and show off? We'll see. They're going to need LeBron and everybody else when they head into Boston to take on the Celtics. So we'll see what kind of minutes load everybody has here for the Lakers. They're going into Toronto to take on the Raptors, who are also playing on the front half of a back-to-back. They'll be playing at home again, taking on Charlotte. So now the Lakers have to go to Toronto, so they're going into Canada, going through customs and all that. The Raptors are 15-7 on the season. They're fresh off a 121-118 win there over the Portland Trail Blazers. So Toronto played great in that game, in that win over Portland. Brandon Ingram, 21 points from him, a solid shooting night. Scotty Barnes, though, really going nuts. 28 points, 10 of 18 from the field, 3 of 7 from 3. You don't see that every day. Another fantastic, Emmanuel Quickly playing out of his mind this year, not getting a lot of hype. 23 points in 35 minutes, 9 of 11 from the field, 5 of 6 from 3. A fantastic night out there from him. I guess he was still a -7, but he played great. Had 8 assists as well, and the bench also showed up. Grady Dick, 14 points. Murray Bowles, 10 points. Very, very solid work out there overall. The Raptors shooting 11 of 30 from the field, or from 3. A very, very good night. They had an edge there on the boards as well. An excellent night there from the Toronto Raptors, who still are not at full strength, guys. They've been missing RJ Barrett this whole time. Jakob Poeltl also missing time now. So, yeah, definitely some injury concerns. Apparently, even with no structural damage, we'll see. It's still going to be probably a bit until we see RJ Barrett back potentially, but keep an eye on that. Jakob Poeltl will sit out this game for rest against the Lakers. So they won't have Jakob Poeltl, so maybe some matchup issues there with guys like Ayton and Jackson Hayes. We'll see. The Raptors getting 1 point here at home. We've got a total of 230.5. The Lakers are 7-3 against spread on the road, 14-6 to the over. That's actually an NBA best to the over. Toronto's 4-6 against spread at home, 13-9 to the under. This game is a real weird one. Kind of a toss-up to me if I'm being 100% honest. I kind of like the Raptors here at home in a big letdown spot for the Lakers. Obviously, the Lakers are going to be very cognizant of how many minutes they're playing everybody, and they're flying into Toronto and then having to immediately get out there and leave. So they're going to have a lot of travel plans on their mind. We'll see what goes on, but my slight lean in this one is the Raptors +1. Last but not least here, guys, we're looking at the Minnesota Timberwolves going on the road to take on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Timberwolves are 13-8 on the season, guys. They're fresh off a crazy 149-142 win there over the Pelicans in Game 1 of this little 2-game set in New Orleans. They have won 3 in a row, so they've been playing well, but it took them overtime to get the win in the first game, guys. A monster game from Ant, putting up 44 points, but Trey Murphy put up 33 points of his own. Julius Randle, 16 points, 6 of 14 from the field, not great. As a team, we saw Minnesota shoot 40% from 3. They made 23s and almost lost this game. They kept things even on the boards. It was a great shooting night there from the Pelicans. They shot 57% from 3. So the Timberwolves, can't be stoked with what they've been seeing from their bench outside of Naz Reid. He's playing well. Dante DiVincenzo still struggling to find his shot a little bit, and just they haven't looked like a team that really feels to me like they're capable of competing for a championship this year. Now, we'll see what happens. You got Anthony Edwards on your team. You've always kind of got a chance, but I just am not 1,000,000% feeling it. We'll see what they can do in this one. They are fully healthy coming into this game, and that's a huge, huge deal. We'll see what they can do here against the Pelicans. They've got to be, kind of thrilled with the effort that they're getting on a nightly basis for some of these guys. Like Trey Murphy, this kid's looking incredible. Can we get him out in New Orleans? Can we get him somewhere he can actually play basketball and have a chance to win? 33 points, 15 boards, 4 of 8 from 3, 4 assists as well. He's doing everything he could possibly do. Derek Queen's playing well. Also, 21 points from him, 22 from Sadiq Bey. Jeremiah Fears, 21 points, 14 from Jose Alvarado off the bench. Jordan Hawkins, 10 points off the bench. Can we just trade Zion out of New Orleans and put some real basketball players alongside all these very, very competent, high-level role players? Seems like that'd be great because Zion, guys, I think it's time to retire. Honestly, what are we doing? He's once again out for an extended period. Don't even know when he's going to be back. At least 3. It's going to be 3 weeks till he's reevaluated because he strained his abductor. That video that's going around the internet right now of Zion and somebody else laughing at CJ McCollum for his pregame stretching routine. Well, Zion, maybe you should learn how to stretch or learn how to do something because apparently the weight wasn't even the problem. The problem is you are just made of glass. I don't know. Maybe I'm being too harsh, but bro is constantly hurt, has not delivered on all the hype around him coming into the league. Herbert Jones with that calf issue also will not play for this game. So looking at the numbers, guys, the Pelicans are getting 11 or 11.5 points. We've got a total out there of 234.5. Minnesota's only 4-7 against spread on the road. They are 11-10 to the over. New Orleans is 6-5-1 against spread at home. They are 13-9 to the over. I'm taking the Pelicans here, getting 11.5 points. We're doing the thing that we always do on these 2-game sets. The team that loses in the first game plays way better in the second game. Now, can the Pelicans play better than they played in the first game? I don't know if they're really capable of that, but can they keep it within 11.5? I think they certainly can. This is a great chance to be our dog of the day in this one. Also got a few player props I like here. And first up, I'll take Jeremiah Fears over 15.5 points here at minus 110. He's been over this number only 3 times in his past 5 games, but in game 1 of this 2-game set against Minnesota, put up 21 points on very efficient shooting numbers. I struggle to imagine him having a terrible night just in this matchup in general. I'll also take Sadiq Bey here over 15.5 points at minus 125. He's been over this number in 5 straight games and dropped 22 in that overtime loss to the Timberwolves. I think we see him run it back here more or less since he's going to be getting plenty of minutes now that Zion is sidelined indefinitely again. And last but not least, I'll take Anthony Edwards under 4.5 assists in this game at minus 115. Still not a great playmaker, it doesn't feel like. And while Ant is a monster, don't get me wrong, if you can't get 5 helpers in an overtime game, there's no way I'm going to expect you to do that in a game that will likely finish in regulation in this one. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'm more than happy to get back to you. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description. Get over there to stumpthespread.com and check out everything we offer over there. Check out those hoodies that are now for sale if you're interested in grabbing a hoodie. Check out the free picks under the free picks tab. Get on that email list so you don't miss out on any of that great stuff every single day. And also check out the premium stuff. We are certainly in for a bounce back after a rough day on NBA player props there yesterday due to an injury and a guy getting tossed. So that's pretty brutal stuff. But check out everything over there at stumpthespread.com, and we'll see you guys right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.